Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm taking a look at Hot Toys Snowspeeder Luke Skywalker. As you can see, this is what he looks like coming out of the box. I did go ahead and add his pistol to his holster, which strapped in with a magnetic piece. He doesn't come with too much. He comes with the hands that come on the body, and then he's got a couple of extra hands, gripping hands. And then he's got a set of hands with the gloves, and the cuffs are separate. He also comes with the battery-operated light-up saber hand, which nobody uses. He's got this piece. I don't know what it is. It's a big mystery to me. If anybody else knows, please comment down below. He's got these two little pieces that slip over the wrist pins on his hand to use with the gloves and the cuffs. From past figures that have similar items, they tend to keep the hands from staying on the peg, so I won't use those. He also, of course, has his regular lightsaber, which, if he's not wielding it, you could slip on his belt. And then besides his unhelmeted head with the hair, this does slip off. And he's got this headpiece which slips on underneath his helmet. This is also part of his helmet. And then he's got the regular lightsaber blade and the swishing blade. And then he's got this gun type thing which he used to rappel up underneath the walker. This extends out. It's magnetic. There's a string in here that wraps around a little post. This tends to fall out. There's nothing holding it in. So you got to be careful with that, unless you've got it extended. I think if you've got a metal shelf, it'd be really cool to pose him firing this with the extension stuck to the bottom of the shelf above. And this part is flexible, so you can move that. I normally ignore the stands, but this one has a unique stand. This hexagonal shaped. It comes with this image on it that makes no sense to me. It's like a bunch of pipes either on a wall or a ceiling, so I mean you wouldn't be standing on that. But it does have a second image you could place over it, which looks like exposed tree roots on Dagobah, but again that doesn't make sense because I don't remember him wearing this outfit on Dagobah. And then the third one is a snow covered base, and you also have this snow piece which you can put on the base, like so, or wherever you want to put it. So, and then it's got a waist grabber post to fit on top of it. It kind of snaps in kind of hard. Although this, I think that would pinch the figure quite a bit. So I don't use their stands anyway. I just thought I'd show that. Like I said, this pretty much how the figure comes out of the box. You might want to use a waist grabber because this gets in the way of a U-stand. But again, he's got this puffy jacket, and I don't know if I'd want to pinch it with a waist grabber, to tell you the truth. Two things that strike me immediately out of the box, and this, you got to be careful with his collar, with his hair, if you're putting the hair back on. Two things that strike me. One is he's very filthy guy. I mean, there's a lot of dirt on his jacket, or his jacket on the top. The other thing is his sleeves are rather short. Typically, a sleeve comes down and covers the wrist. For this reason, I won't be using the bare hands. I'll be using the gloved hands, because I just don't like the look of that. I'm not opposed to seeing the wrist pegs. It's just shirt just looks too short, or the sleeve looks too short. So I will put him together, and then we'll look at him assembled. So here's the final product. I will say that he was very difficult to put together. Aesthetic wise, I give him an A, but execution, I give him a C. He really was that difficult to put together. For one thing, the glove cuffs were very, very tight fit over this puffy jacket sleeve. I had to force them on. The other thing, I did end up putting those little cloth things over the wrist pegs, because the joint was just too noticeable. You could see the color of the pegs through, and I didn't like that. The really big bone of contention was putting the helmet on the head. One thing that was a big problem was the stand-up collar on his jacket was just in the way. It made it very difficult. The production photos on the box and on their website show the collar laying down, and his neck on the head sculpt longer than it actually is, or appears longer. The cap piece that fits over his head underneath the helmet, you can just make it out here, that little beige piece, is not a very tight fit. It's a little bit too loose. You have to take the helmet apart. It comes apart in 3 pieces, and between that cap part and the collar, it was just very difficult to put it together. I even tried putting it together, taking the head off, and that was easier, putting the helmet on the head, but then putting it back on the body was very difficult. So I ended up, taking the helmet off and putting the head back on, and then putting the helmet on the head on the body. So yeah. And the one thing advice I would give to anybody who is putting the helmet on is this visor will flip up. It's very wonky, but I would put it on with the visor down so you could use it to position it over the nose and get the helmet positioned on the head correctly. The other 2 issues with the figure was this manhandling the figure, trying to get the gloves on and the helmet on. This hose, the end of the hose is just tucked into his pants pocket, and it came out. And the other thing is this, when you're handling the figure, his lightsaber falls off very, very easily. So my advice would be to, once you get it assembled and then posed, put the hose back into his pocket. It is a bendable hose. And then the last thing you want to do is put the lightsaber on his belt. You know, that unless you're, of course, unless you're going to pose him holding the lightsaber. So there he is. Like I said, he was very difficult to put together. For this reason, I will probably never repose him, or I will not pose him with the helmet off, because it really was a bitch getting him on. And I thought this would be a great segue to compare him to the Sideshow X-Wing Luke figure. This is a pretty older figure. I bought this back in, I think, 2019. 2019 or early 2020, when I really got into jumped on the side of the Star Wars collecting bandwagon. Not a bad figure, of course. Yeah, the head sculpt is not the best, but it's not the worst either. I did see this in a lot of collectors, or some collectors' videos, prior to buying it, and they did mention how difficult it was to put this helmet on him also. So that's why I've always had him posed like this, just holding the helmet. The other interesting thing, just this morning I did see a video clip from A New Hope where he's wearing this outfit, and in the movie his outfit is this spotlessly clean. So I don't know what happened between the two movies where Luke became just a pig of himself to get so filthy in this one. But there you have it. The two orange Lukes. As far as I could tell, Hot Toys, there's 4 versions of Luke that Hot Toys has yet to make. And that is, one is the X-Wing Luke. Hopefully one day we will get that one. It'll be interesting to see how he compares with the Sideshow version. So there's the X-Wing Luke, there's the hero Luke at the end of A New Hope, where Leia puts the medal around his neck. And then in Empire Strikes Back, there's the Hoth Luke, where he's riding the Tauntaun. And then at the very end of Empire Strikes Back, what I refer to as the pajama-wearing Luke, where, you know, he's wearing what looks like pajamas, with him and Leia in that medical spaceship at the very end. So hopefully we will get those 4 versions at some point. Probably no time soon, but hopefully we'll get them. But anyway, there is X-Wing Luke, my take on him. I'm not sorry I got him. I collect all the Lukes, so for that reason I'm glad I got him. But like I said, he was a bitch to put together, and he will remain in this pose probably forever. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.